This is the Halting Winter Podcast. My name is Seth Winterhalter. I'm your host today. Halting Winter exists to help business owners thrive in their business. We want to put the joy back in your work. And we do that by helping give you a framework that helps the 6 primary parts of your business. We want to take the primary aspects of your business and align them with messaging, with marketing, with a mission that actually helps you make more profit. And so if you're interested in making more profit and really getting out of the weeds and seeing all the parts of your business work in tandem together, we would love to help with that. You can go to HaltingWinter.com and learn more about our executive coaching and our corporate consulting. Today, I want to talk about the AI takeover. The AI takeover. It's just been this last week. It's just everything has been about ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT is going to take over all the creatives. No one has a job anymore because the robots can write all the copy. They're going to do all the advertisements, and so all the creatives are out of work. And it's just we're here. We're just one step away from Arnold Schwarzenegger donning his robot suit. What do you do, right, with the AI takeover? Well, let's be honest. Let's just take a moment, because I'm a little bit of a student of history. I think all leaders should be students of history, because why? Not so that you can give random weird quotes about the past, although that kind of is fun sometimes. I think it's because you will be a person of calm. You will be more of a person of peace if you understand that A, there's nothing new under the sun, and B, things are not quite as chaotic as the news would apparently portray. Remember that we live in a day where just chaos, emotional chaos seems to be the way of the world. We love to get emotionally worked up about things, and so everything is a bit of a stretch when it comes to reality. So again, let's take a walk down history. I think about 100 years ago. 100 years ago, cars became a reality for people. All of a sudden, you went from horses and buggies to the motorized vehicle. And I'm sure 100 years ago, when cars started to become, I don't even know if popular would be a term 100 years ago, because popular, they probably were probably a little less than 100 years ago. But as they became more mainstream, all of a sudden you had cars on the road. I'm sure that people in horses and buggies were just out of their minds at just this chaotic invention. This thing was going to be the death of society. It was going to, it was going to just change everything, and now the world was just unlivable. 100 years ago. It's just 100 years ago. Think about when, computers. All of a sudden, computers, when I was a kid, a computer was something like you'd see on some show that took up an entire room, and it was just a bunch of weird lights, like people pushing buttons. You never see a keyboard, you just see chaos. And robots, the movies about robots were just, weird, until Terminator was kind of shocking. It could look like a person. When you add inventions just always, all of a sudden, the microwave. The microwave is going to, look at this evil invention. What are moms going to do? Are we going to take away our stoves and just everything's going to be a microwave? And what's it do? It actually made life simpler. Actually made life a little better, easier. Phones. Just every invention has the opportunity to either be embraced or demonized. And I think both have to be we need to be careful with both. You can either fear tech and fear advancement, or you can use it by embracing it with wisdom. I don't think anything should just be totally embraced, nor do I think anything should just be totally feared. I think there are 3 things. And when I think about ChatGPT and everything before and everything that will come after, there are 3 things that you can ask yourself to probably be a little more level-headed about whatever tech is invented. Number 1, you can ask yourself, how can this help me? I think that's really the first thing. Like, come to it with some excitement. Come to it with how could this actually help? How could this be of service to me? Right? How can this help? And maybe question number 2 might help that may help dig down a little deeper. You may say, how can this make me better? Right? So ChatGPT. Now, I haven't totally dug into this because I know my personality and it will take a whole day away from me, and I don't have a whole day yet. So maybe tonight will be the night I will dig into that. We'll see. I'm asking myself, well, how can it make me better? How can it do some work for me that maybe is maybe makes me a little bit better, makes me skill up, makes me right. So I think about like a Grammarly, right? How many of you using a service like Grammarly that's right? Spell check. It's editing your emails. It's editing your papers. It's editing whatever you're using it for. That's a tech. Are you scared of that? Are you like, oh, well, this could change? Like when I do a proposal, the robot could take over and start writing my proposal for me, and it could mess things up and maybe give things that I'm not ready to give. Like, has that ever happened to you? No, that's not what Grammarly does, right? Grammarly just makes sure that tries at least to make sure you're using the right there, or the right your. It's trying to make you better. Not only should you ask, how can this help me? How can this make me better? You may ask, how can it make me quicker? That's one of the things I'm excited about digging in to ChatGPT to say, as a creative, as someone who does wordsmithing for people and doing writing and doing creative thinking, how could ChatGPT help the initial maybe it takes me an hour of time to start getting the ball rolling on initial ideas. It sounds like this may be a tool to take that hour and reduce that to 10 minutes. Wow, if that's so, that could save me 50 minutes of time that I could be pouring into making a better product, making it more right. And so I would just encourage you, before you think that AI is going to take over and eradicate your job, which again may be true. I don't know if I've ever seen that. They keep saying that all these robots are going to take over the jobs. I don't know where we've seen that. Now, does that mean like some plants are using robots, right? They use, and it's not just robots, think about any plant today. If you go to a car manufacturing plant, there's tons of robotics. There's tons of machines doing the work. They still have a ton of people overseeing those machines, right? So it's kind of like this. I kind of see it as leadership development. Many people are scared when they start to lead people. They're scared to really pour into them because they're afraid that if they do, that they'll have nothing to do, that they will outwork them, that they'll raise up people who then will take their job. The truth is, when you develop leaders and raise them up to where you are, you raise up above them, and now you oversee more people. Now you that's how you grow and scale something, is you replicate yourself full tilt so that then you move up and you continue to scale and build. If you only raise people to 80% of who you are, you've limited the scale of your multiplication. You've limited the growth to only 80% of what could have been 100%. And why? Because you were afraid. You're afraid that like the mountain will just stop there instead of scaling up above you. That's just a stupid mentality. You got to eradicate that from your thinking. I just don't know. I've never seen it play out. It's never played out in my life. The more I give, the more I develop people around me, the more I raise them up, the more I raise up, the more things grow. I think that's a testament to the success of the things that I've grown, is that I've just tried to make people better than me. I haven't always done that well. I haven't always accomplished that. But when I have, it's actually made things grow more productive around me. And so I just want to encourage you, use tech to make yourself better, to make yourself quicker. You think positively first. Now, there do need to be some boundaries and some things we need to set up when it comes to AI to make sure that we're not, for the sake of expediency, for the sake of progress, we're not allowing things to get out of control. I totally agree with that. And I think that with anything, right, it's the same thing with business. With business, you can be so focused on cash and profitability that you sabotage well-meaning. You sabotage actually being helpful with your products, right? You can make really crappy products just to make more money in the short term, and then close your business because you have so many returns because your product is junk. That's not good, right? And so you don't want to be so focused in one pigeonhole that you don't allow a healthy organism to grow. So does there need to be a mindfulness? Yes. But do we need to be afraid and start living out of some paranoia that's not true? I just don't think that's helpful. And so I would ask yourself, when it comes to ChatGPT or any tech, you want to ask yourself, how can this help? How can it make me better? How can it make me quicker? How can it, is it a tool? And just because everybody's using it doesn't mean you need to use it either. That's why at the same time, like should I dive into it? Sure. Could it be a help to me? Sure. Do I need it to do what I'm doing? No. I'm doing what I do now quite successfully. So I don't need it. I also don't want to be so stuck in my old ways that I don't investigate something that could be a great help to me. So that's kind of my philosophy is I'm not going to be, I think that there's so much technology, and I know guys like this who are just so trying out and testing everything that they're actually halting their progress because their whole life is built on, they just got to be in the know of everything. And so they're wasting incredible time trying and dinking around with stuff instead of choosing something and then sticking to it and using to it and seeing it produce fruit. So there's something too. Be careful that you don't get sucked down the tech hole. We just live in the tech age. And so there will always be new things to try, always new softwares, always new apps, always new programs. And don't get addicted to trying new stuff and wasting time. Set yourself. That's right. That's why I haven't tried it yet. I have not had a set time to be able to dedicate to that wouldn't impact I think some other things are on my plate that I'm trying to get off the ground. So anyway, be mindful. The world's not going to end yet, at least. And so be encouraged that people are doing hopefully good with our inventions, and be positive, yet be mindful. All right, there you go. AI Takeover, my thoughts on it. Hope it helps. Until next time.